scene shifts to Hercules' house, where Satan gets angry at the guards who were taking Buu. He swears that he'll get them back. In the courtyard, Satan demands they return Buu to him. As the guards load Buu onto their spaceship, Satan says there's no choice and that it's all in self-defense. So he pulls out his gun to attack. Maris blocks Satan's attack with his gun and starts to explain the situation. But before he can finish, Goku suddenly appears next to Satan, and Satan was thrilled to see him. Goku wonders what they're doing and what they want with Buu, feeling like they might be the bad guys. Then Vegeta shows up, which makes Satan even happier. Maris recognizes Goku and Vegeta and watches quietly. Satan asks them to save Buu. Goku agrees and rushes to attack the guards. As Goku is beating them, Maris says it looks like they left him with no choice. He appears behind Goku and shoots him, making him fall. Satan and Vegeta are shocked. Maris then sneaks up behind Vegeta and shoots him too, apologizing, saying that Vegeta will need to take a nap for a bit. Satan was in disbelief, and Maris asks the gods to carry them both to the spaceship, as they'll help their cause. He promises to explain everything back at the headquarters. As they leave in the spaceship, Goku was woken up by Jocko. He blinks, wondering what he's doing there. Jocko tells him he was sleeping like a baby and that their stun gun really packed a punch. Goku recognizes Jocko and asks what's going on. Jocko says he's not sure why they brought them both, especially since Buu was enough for them. But Buu says Goku asks where they're headed, and Jocko explains it's the headquarters for their special elite organization, the Galaxy Patrol. Vegeta was curious, and just then, Maris and another man walk in. Maris apologizes for being rough with them, saying they didn't seem in the mood to listen to reason. Goku asks who the other man is, and he introduces Maris as the #1 elite agent who manages 104 sectors. Jocko adds that it's a few more than he does. Goku asks how many sectors Jocko manages, and Jocko sheepishly replied it was 3. Vegeta, a bit confused, asks if Maris was the elite agent. Then, what does he need with Buu? Maris explains that because of some negligence on their part, a dangerous criminal escaped from the Galaxy prison. To capture the villain, they need help from a certain individual. Goku and Vegeta ask him to explain more clearly. Maris reveals that within Buu slumbers the great Lord of Lords. He tells the story of what happened about 10 million years ago when Buu and Supreme Kai were battling an enemy. Fireballs were flying toward them and Buu got hit, taking some damage. Kai warned that more were coming, and just as one hit Buu, Kai was shocked. Buu got enraged, lifted the giant fireball and threw it right back, saying it was so close. Kai couldn't believe they were attacking with a comet. The enemy then used their power to draw energy from a nearby planet. Their power was so intense that even the animals on the planet were wiped out. As the enemy gathered energy, Kai explained that the enemy had turned another planet into a dead star. Then, the enemy compressed that energy and ate it. Kai was horrified to see that they were absorbing the life energy of an entire planet. The enemy got even angrier and attacked them with lightning power. The attack went on for a while, but they managed to dodge it. After the enemy stopped, Kai mentioned the enemy was powered up to a whole new level. Buu said it was bad and didn't think they could win against him. Meanwhile, the Galaxy officers were watching the battle unfold. The first officer mentioned that the enemy, Moro, was being charged with the destruction of 320 planets, including the Iragi system. The second officer commented that the rumors about Moro's strength were true. The first officer added that Moro was terrifying and there was nothing they could do about it. "Let's leave that to Kai and keep an eye on it," said the second officer, agreeing. They then moved their spaceship a little further away. Moro landed on the ground, and Kai mentioned that if Moro's power kept growing, they wouldn't be able to defend themselves. He wished they could do something about Moro's magic. Buu, looking resigned, said he had no choice but to give up his god powers in exchange for stealing Moro's magic. Kai was curious, wondering if such a technique even existed. Buu revealed that he had created it just in case something like this ever happened. It was an extremely dangerous technique and he had never taught it to anyone else. He began to gather his power and Kai told him to focus that much strength. With that, Buu used the Kai Matoru technique and attacked Moro. Maris was telling this story to Goku and Vegeta, explaining that Buu had exchanged most of his godly powers to seal Moro's magic, making him unable to fight back. Moro was then locked away in the galactic prison. Even without his magic, Moro still had impressive battle skills, and although they were meant to execute him, they couldn't bring themselves to kill him. Instead, they sentenced him to life imprisonment. Vegeta, surprised, asked, "After 10 million years, Moro was still alive?" Maris agreed, and Goku was amazed. "Moro's lived for so long?" he said, then asked, "Did he escape?" Maris nodded, mentally noting that Moro's magic had likely returned to him. That meant, in order to capture him again, they would need their powers once more. Vegeta asked what Buu has to do with all this. Maris explained that 5 million years ago, the Supreme Kai was absorbed by Buu. Goku was surprised and asked Vegeta if he know about this. Vegeta shook his head in no. Maris went on, saying that they needed to draw power from Buu to proceed with their plan, but he wasn't sure if Buu really had that kind of ability within him. Vegeta replied that he didn't know what they were planning, but Buu wasn't knocked out by drugs or anything, he was just sleeping. That meant they could do something before he wakes up. The guards were trying to wake Buu, but Buu grabbed one of them and threw him at the other. The guards commented on how rough his sleeping habits were. Jocko asked Goku if there was anything they could do to wake Buu up, but Goku said that's just how Buu is. Maris said that would be a problem, especially since they still didn't know where Morrow was, so technically they were still on standby. Goku then offered to help. Maris said it would be great if Goku didn't mind. Goku said he was happy to help. Vegeta, a bit annoyed, said that first they dragged them here forcefully, and now they expect them to help. Maris replied that rumors of their abilities have even reached us. We've heard that they too have incredible power. Goku responded that there are still some crazy powerful people out there in the universe. We've got a long way to go. The last person they met also happened to be a Saiyan. Marus was shocked to hear that. Vegeta noticed that he couldn't sense Marus's ki, but he was definitely no slouch. He didn't need to find an opening, and he could get behind them in an instant, showing just how agile and skilled he was. Marus told them that the induction ceremony was about to begin and they should head that way since the Galactic Patrol was waiting for them. Goku asked, "Who's the collecting king?" Yakko was shocked and reminded him that the king was the one Goku had battled during the Universe 6 saga. Goku wondered if Jocko was talking about that octopus-looking guy. When Goku met the king clarified that he wasn't the octopus. Goku shook his hand, saying that it's been a while. Jago quickly told him to stop acting so casual and to know his place. The king reminded them that he had told them before his royal scepter was not a joke. Then the guards stood in front of the king as he addressed the group. The king explained that the proceedings of the day were about to begin. He introduced Goku, also known as Kakarot, and Vegeta, and announced that they were being inducted as special members of the Galactic Patrol. Their term would last until Moro was captured and they'd be dismissed immediately after. However, if they abused their authority, like cutting in line to buy a parfait or flaunting their Galactic Patrol badges to impress girls, they'd be in trouble. Finally, Yakko handed them both their official uniforms to wear. When Goku refused to wear the uniform, Yakko asked what was going on. He pointed out that the uniform was a symbol of respect across the galaxy, and besides, but Goku didn't want to wear it, saying it looked like it would be a hassle to move in. Maris said they wouldn't force them to wear it, but since it was their rule, they would just put the Galactic Patrol mark on their shirts instead. The guards handed over the badges, and Yakko encouraged them not to let this once-in-a-lifetime chance slip by. Goku, still embarrassed, shrugged it off, and it was just embarrassing. Yakko congratulated them on their induction, and as their superior, said he'd show them the ropes of the Galactic Patrol. He struck a victory pose, and Goku immediately asked to stop showing the posing. Jocko tried a different pose, but Goku noticed some guards running outside and wondered at what everyone was running around for. Maris asked what was going on and if something had happened. One of the guards replied that the Macarini siblings had committed another robbery. Maris was furious that they will never learn any manners. Goku asked Jocko who the Macaroni siblings were, and Jocko explained that they were a bunch of troublemakers who were always breaking the law. Maris told the guards they still had some time, so he'd go take care of it himself. One of the guards smiled and said it would be fine if Maris was with them. Goku asked where Maris was going. Maris apologized, saying he'd take care of things quickly and would be back fast. He asked them to wait there. Vegeta said he would go too, wanting to see what Maris was really capable of. Goku got excited and said he'd go along as well. Maris agreed and they all left in a small spaceship. Goku then asked why was Jaco coming too. Goku replied that he was in charge of keeping an eye on them, since his duty was to watch over Earth and its life forms. The scene shifted to Planet Young, where a train was carrying goods. A few guards blocked its path, but the train pushed through, knocking them back. The bad guys controlling the trade were watching. One of them said, "Feels like the last time." Another one replied that it looks like the cavalry's surprisingly useless. They had captured the main locomotive pilot, and the leader of the bad guys said that once they sell off this cargo, they will be rolling in cash. Just then, the Galactic Patrol spaceship arrived. One of the bad guys pointed out to look over there. The second one said that finally they've arrived, and he will show them who's boss. Keep an eye on the hostage, though.